Falling in love is easy, but if you're in a relationship, it takes work. Joining us on Skype is Dr. Alexandra H. Solomon, a clinical psychologist who's been featured in the Oprah magazine, to discuss why some couples fall into a relationship rut. So, Dr. Solomon, is there a physiological reason why relationships become stagnant?
Absolutely. There are psychological reasons and there are actually physiological reasons why this happens. So we know this process called habituation happens to us in all areas of our lives. The more that we're exposed to something in our environment, the more our response decreases. So the first time that I hear Jay-Z's new song, I have a huge emotional reaction. And then the 500th time, it's just not quite the same reaction. And that happens in our love relationships as well. We can't keep up that crazy, out of my mind, falling in love feeling forever. It's neither a good thing nor a bad thing per se, but it does mean that couples need to be responsible for how are they going to keep things interesting and exciting when they can't just rely on that big physiological response.
So, what's an emotional reason why we might fall into that rut?
Well, emotionally, I think that we can get the kind of underlying feeling that gets going in a relationship rut is that feeling of disengagement, just not turning towards your partner the same way you used to, not being curious about his or her day the way you used to. So that kind of, and it can be self-perpetuating. The more that I'm not asking you about your day, the more disconnected we feel, the more disconnected we feel, the more I'm kind of in my own little world. So it's a process that's self-perpetuating, and it's crucial for couples to take ownership of it and make it different.
Yeah, you got to own what you're doing and then so you can start working on it. So, is there a simple
Absolutely.
way to start connecting with your partner again after that?
I mean, here's the simplest one. The simplest one is to get back into physiological contact. So when couples hold hands, turn toward each other, and make eye contact, it's very difficult to feel disengaged when we're looped in with eye contact. It just kind of kicks off this whole yummy physiological process of reminding us who the other person is. And it can kind of get the juices flowing and get couples started on the road to reconnection.
Yeah, that looking in each other's eyes, there's an intimacy there that connects you. So, is there something you should do before you approach your partner about any issues you might be having with them?
For sure. And this is, I think, especially important for women to remember. I think because women, by and large, in straight relationships, women are the ones who are bringing up relational concerns. And so if she's going to bring up a relational concern, like a relationship rut, that's absolutely legitimate to do. But before she approaches her partner, I want her to really be asking herself, how am I going to do this with the end game in mind? If my end game is to reconnect with my partner, let me start by owning my piece of it and being curious about my piece of it, rather than opening with pointing the finger at you, pointing out to you all the ways that you're letting me down. So we talk about I've started to call it the $1,000,000 question. The $1,000,000 question that happy couples are willing to ask over and over again is, what's it like to be in relation to me right now? So really flipping the script, and rather than me pointing out to you what it's like to be in relation to you, it's asking, what's it like to be with me? What kind of energy am I bringing into this relationship right now? How am I showing up? And starting a conversation in that way, with that kind of openness and curiosity about the dance, really sets it off in the right direction.
Yeah, that is phenomenal advice. Set clear intention with the question you're going to be asking. Thank you so much, Dr. Solomon. And make sure to keep watching #OWNSHOW for more on this topic.